Hello friends, welcome to my video. My name is Catherine Hildreth. I am the owner and proprietor of Hearthstone Hill here on TikTok and hopefully on YouTube. And today we're going to do something a little different. Normally I do my videos from an aerial view, clip something onto this shelf, looks down at the table, we make soap, and that's about it. Not super interactive, not super revolutionary, and quite frankly not super fun to watch. So today you're going to watch me make the soap. On our workbench, starting from the top down, we have our immersion blender, the three colors we're going to be using, our amber noir fragrance oil, the bloodstones we're going to be using to top these bars, lye water, oil mixture, mixing utensils, molds, and our pouring stuff. So today's soap we are going to be making is the soap that I typically make for Samhain. I use Brambleberry's Lots of Lather formula, and I'll have that tagged down below so you can get that formula too if you'd like it. As far as fragrances go, we are using Amber Noir from Candle Science. This is going to be a black, brown, and green bar topped off with some bloodstone, so let's get started. As Anne-Marie from Brambleberry always says, suit up for safety. A lot of what we're using here today is pretty caustic, especially this lye water over here. This stuff will burn if you get it on you, so the first thing we're going to do is get our batter started. Using an immersion blender. This is the only thing I use this blender for. I don't use this for food or anything else. I'll pop it down in here, give it a little zhuzh to get any bubbles out so we don't get any splashback. And then we are going to gently pour our lye water. I like to aim directly for the neck of the stick blender just so, again, doesn't splash back, doesn't burn my eyeballs out. Nobody wants that. Someone's out there doing yard work, of course they are. Get rid of this. And we blend. So I don't know if you can see from this angle, as soon as I put that lye water in, you'd notice this starts changing color. And as I blend it up, it changes color even more. It's turning from that clear amber color to more of an opaque creamy color, and that's the saponification process taking effect. We're going to be making 3 different colors, so I want to bring this to a light trace. Now you could do this by hand, but it would take 5 ever to get to trace, but it's not impossible. Alrighty, so I have gotten to a point where there is no more oil separation. Still nice and loosey-goosey, but kind of the way pudding looks before you put it in the fridge. Don't need this anymore, so we'll go ahead and get rid of it. For the 3 colors, I've got my 2 extra containers. I'm going to keep 1 color in the big one. I'm going to give that a nice that much. Do that much for the, we don't want as much black. We'll keep the big one for the green. When I'm pouring colors, I like to do the lightest to darkest color-wise, just so I'm not mixing like a bunch of black into with a lighter color and it won't mess up the color effect so much. All this is some pigment powder from brambleberry.com mixed with a little bit of olive oil. You can put it in as a powder, but I've noticed that it can clump up pretty bad and doesn't mix in super well, but it's not impossible. If you're doing something that's going to come to trace really quickly, I do recommend making some sort of slurry just so it'll blend faster and you don't have to spend as much time mixing it with something high-powered like your immersion blender. Now we got those in. Gonna go in with our fragrance. Boop. It's all going in the same bar. It's all gonna get mixed together, so it doesn't have to be a perfect 3-way split. And then we mixy. I like to do this by hand just so I don't accelerate the process a lot while I'm getting ready to pour. And this is still staying nice and liquidy, so I'm not super concerned about it at this point. The brown. And then the black. The brown and the black look great. The green didn't get as dark as I wanted, so I'm going to take a little bit of the black and we're just going to see what it does. I did darken it up a little bit. Let's go for... I'm going to do the thing that I said that I don't do. And I'm going to get some more of that dry mica powder. Just a little bit. See what it do. I knew I wanted this to be a darker green and I wasn't sure this green powder was going to work out. I was right. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, that didn't do much. So we're going to hit it with some of that black again. Come back. There we go. It's a little bit more what I wanted. So to make this, I'm just going to start layering these colors into our mold here. As you can see, not quite liquid, not quite solid, nice good consistency. Lay down some of that green. Good. Ooh, the black got a little chunky on me though. Which is fine. We're going to go through and mix this up a little bit once it's in. Black. Imagine the brown's going to be the same way. Yep. Bit of brown. And give this flatten it out a little bit. We'll go back in with our green. Let's do that again. Nice and flat. Brown again. And this doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to go for a swirl anyway, so it doesn't have to be super, super precise. Big thing with this is we just want to get everything in the mold before it gets too hard to work with, which typically doesn't happen with this fragrance and formula combination. So loud. There are some fragrances that'll make your batter seize up really quickly. I had one that I was so excited for. It was this really pretty floral scent, and I couldn't even get it from the bowl into the mold like this. I had to literally scoop it out like ice cream. It was so bad. This is coming along just fine. Got that. A little tap, tap. Tap. I'll just try to get every drop out of here. These out of the way. This pretty little swirl on top, which I'm going to go ahead and ruin right now with the chopstick I forgot to grab a second ago. Let's do you. We're just going to go through and mix everything up a bit. We're trying to go for like a tie-dye, swirly, kind of how it looks on the crystal. Woo. Don't do that. Alrighty. Give her one more tap tap. One more little swoosh. Squeegee some of this off, hopefully not make a bigger mess in the process, which I usually do. So it's not going to fight me when it comes out of the mold. There we go. Nice and pretty. So that is what we're working with so far. If you've been following me on TikTok or literally anywhere else, you guys know the next part, the obligatory glitter. I just think it makes it look really nice and polished, and you know, you don't get mica powder on store-bought soap. Makes it look a little pretty, not so plain, especially when you're working with like really earthy colors like these are. Makes it a little more luxurious, I guess. I don't know. I just like glitter. Makes me happy. I'm using kind of a silvery gray gunpowder. And then I've got a nice coppery color. I love copper. Copper's like my favorite metal. Fortunately, it turns green all the time. Copper. Pretty. All right. And the last bit is to place these stones. Do as I say, don't do as I say, not as I do. Keep your gloves on for the whole portion, but I have like sensory issues, so I'm going to take them off so I can do this correctly. Little bloodstone, one for each bar. This is a 10-inch mold, so I went ahead and marked out every inch on the inch, so I know where to place my stones. So when we cut these, each bar will have one stone. When you're doing like a not super complicated design like I did, where I was just kind of throwing all the colors together, you can really take your time. It's not a super, it shouldn't be a super fast, super stressful process. I know when I first started out, it was super fast and super stressful just because I didn't have a good idea of how quickly everything moved. But, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This one's going to be way close to the end, but that's okay. And there we go. We got our 10 Samhain bars. This is going to go up in my cabinet. I call it putting them to bed for the next 3 days while it hardens up. Once it's hardened up, we can pull it back out, we can cut it up and set it aside to cure. So this is what it looks like after 3 days of curing. Little nervous because it's a little paler on top than what I was hoping for, but I don't know. Might just be soda ash, so let's pull it out and see what it looks like. The cat is running around like a crazy person. They're pretty easy to get out. You just kind of pull away the sides, press from the bottom, and gravity help. Gotta wiggle it a little bit. Are you good? Okay, so yeah. You look, top is really pale, but that side got some good green going on, black and brown, just like I wanted. Let's see what it looks like on the inside. I got this soap cutter off of Etsy. I really like it. It's adjustable. It only does one bar at a time. You can move this little block portion side to side to change the size of your soap. Hey, bud. Super easy. I've got all mine set up to be 1-inch bars. It looks like we cut it a little bit close. That last bar with the crystal. Fine. Be a tiny bit wavy when it comes out. Yay! I like it. I like the way it came out. I think it looks kind of like the crystal on top. Like I said, this one and the one next to it's going to have a little bit of a wave because I had to cut by the crystal, but not that big a deal. Get the rest of them cut up. Excited. They look so good. I was going to do red instead of brown. I think I'm happy that I did the brown instead. I think the red would have made it look really Christmassy, but oh. Marlin! Stop trying to get in the cupboard. No. I moved a single item of furniture in my kitchen. Now my cat's losing his absolute mind. Oh, bud. We don't like change in this house, huh? He feels that it is his sacred duty to investigate. Bud, stay out of the cupboard! And there it is. Ah. The last few seconds of this video is going to be some poorly made glamour shots of our finished Samhain bars. These will be ready in the Shopify shop on October 1st.